while marriage, especially polygamous marriage, is about much greater responsibility than just that.
No, and I agree with you, but I want to challenge one of the thoughts about marriage being a burden. The point, in my view, of marriage is if we're going to complement one another's lives. So if your marriage is a burden, you married the wrong person. In my view, if your marriage is a burden, you married the wrong person. If two people can come together and we complement one another, you know, but the moment, you know,
I must vehemently disagree with you. And by saying it is a burden, I'm not making it a bad thing. That is why I made the example of children, beautiful children with you, but they'll be crying, they'll be sick, they'll be teething, they'll be breaking things, pushing of it, but that's not a bad thing. I can assure you now, that whole drama of marriage, 90% of the time we are dealing with life issues. So we are not going to be looking at each other and thinking, oh, hi, sexy, oh, hi, handsome, oh, you're beautiful today, oh, my God, I love you, oh,
yes.
No. So the complimenting each other should work throughout, in the good times and the bad times, and as you know, in life, there's more bad times than there are good times. So I'm in no way suggesting, listen, I can tell you now, I believe my marriage is a blessing from God. There are times where I carry the burden. There are times when my wife carries the burden. That's not to me, that's a bad thing. When you get married, you are inviting someone else in your life to share with you, that entire burden of life, that body of problems, that body of, you know, you are saying, let's hold hands, let's face this thing called life together. But that's not to mean the thing called life is always going to be good. So that notion must go out the window.
No, and I hear you completely on that, Stelo, because it is work at the end of the day. It really is work. Martin in Rudaport, hi. Hi, Martin.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, thanks, and you?
Great. Look, my point of view is polygamy has been part of Africa's fabric for centuries. Yes, there are a lot of young people today who try and go into polygamy for the wrong reasons, but also remember, there were a lot of reasons why polygamy worked in the past. You know, whether it was spiritual, or those fertility, or those growing families. I think that people have to also understand that in African culture, when a woman marries into a family, she's not immediately the head of the house. You know, there's sisters, there's brothers, but she also has to understand what type of family she's marrying into. So let's say she marries into a family where there's even polygamy. She can't say, oh no, just because I believe in Western sort of values, it's one woman, one man. If that family says, oh, it doesn't work like that, what's she going to do? So there's a lot of ways you can look at it. Obviously, you need to modernize it anyway. But also, as Mfeleki has once said, men also need to go through training to understand how polygamy works, not just for selfish reasons.
So you're not my only issue is, Martin. If we use the argument that when a woman marries into a family, which then she becomes a part of, that there's the possibility that she's going to have to adopt their ways. There are many, you know, and it's not just an African thing. You've got the Mormons in the States who believe in polygamy and all of those things. My issue is, if now we are married, right, even if you come from a home where you had different moms that were sister wives and a dad who had multiple wives, but you never ever expressed to me that is part of your belief system. You know, why should I agree to it? So if now you get what I'm saying? That's my only issue is, why are you bringing it up now that we are married? Because then maybe I can say, actually, I'm glad you're mentioning, because we at home believe in open relationships, in open marriages, which means we date other people. So feel free to take on the responsibility and marry 2 other women. But me, Gajola, 99, Gajola.
And a lot of people do the way they have a second girlfriend and decide, okay, let's just get married. That's not the ultimate reason or the right reason. As I said, there are very good reasons out there which a lot of people don't usually mention. But you're right. rather have the conversation before you even get married. If you don't have that conversation, then you're actually setting up your partner for failure in a matter of speaking. And that's what we need to teach younger men today, that rather have the conversation to say you would like to have more than one wife, so she can make that decision and say, I want to be. And funny enough, there are quite a lot of women out there who want to be in a second relationship or part of it too.
Look, and I wouldn't mind, Martin, can I tell you, there are things that are very appealing about it. As a modern liberal feminist, let me tell you one of the things that's appealing for me. Let's say this man who wants Tembu is like some chief, and then I can be the city wife. I'm not bothered by a man. I see you once every 2-3 weeks. Ne? Like, it's appealing to me. I don't have to deal with the bad parts of you. It's kind of like we're dating, so I only see the good parts. Once in a while, I'm going to come to a meeting with the other wives. Like, there are many appealing things than having to fight with somebody about, like, is the toilet seat still up? Or did you eat my leftover takeaways that I was planning for? Martin, polygamy is like appealing to women as well. But I agree with you. It has been around for the longest time, and not just in the African culture, in multiple belief systems. Manga, I see you. Paulus, I see you. All of the WhatsApp voice notes and messages. We will come to you in a moment. For now, let's find out what's happening with Eyewitness News headlines. My Kimulapo sounds like somebody who would not agree to polygamy at all.
I honestly can't. I can't. No ways.
Babes, I told you, you stay in the townhouse, you're not bothered by this man. You see him once every 3 to 4 weeks.
But you see, that's where the danger is, because I want unlimited access. So now having to schedule when and how I meet this person. It's just too much admin, I'm sorry.
But what do they call high maintenance? High maintenance. Yeah, what's happening in the news, Maggie?
Good afternoon. Reinstated Joburg Mayor Mpho Phalatse says those occupying her office illegally must vacate. Phalatse won a court bid declaring her ousting as Johannesburg executive mayor as unlawful, unconstitutional and invalid. Meanwhile, Al Jama'ah says it welcomes the decision by the Johannesburg High Court to reinstate Phalatse as mayor, but it has some reservations. The party says Phalatse undermines the independence of council, which is the highest decision-making body in the city of Johannesburg. And in the UK, new British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has vowed to fix the errors made by his predecessor Liz Truss, while warning of difficult decisions ahead. Speaking on the steps of Downing Street after being appointed Premier by King Charles III, Sunak spoke of Truss's noble aims but said some mistakes have been made. Those are the headlines. This Eyewitness News and more at 2 o'clock or as it happens.
EWN Traffic. Understood. Traffic is sluggish on the N4 eastbound between Roslyn Road and Dr. Swanepoel due to ongoing roadworks. Denver heading towards Germiston, you can still expect about a 20-minute delay. On the M2 westbound between Cleveland Road and Slover Drive, traffic lights out of order at William Nicol and the N1 in 4 ways. There's also faulty traffic lights in Pretoria North at Nico Smith and State Avenue. I'll have your next Eyewitness News traffic update just after 2.
John Perlman. Weekday afternoons,
3 to 6.
And it is fine to say, as government, we have done the minimum requirement, but surely the challenge of a government committed to an inclusive and effective democracy is to do more. There was an opportunity to address the constituency thing, an issue that has exercised the country in not one but 2 commissions of inquiry in the past.
Absolutely, I agree with you. But for now, we're giving 24 months to finalize this matter. And we are aware, taking from the judgment that was passed by the Constitutional Court last year.
3 to 6 on 702.
Are you paying too much for car insurance? Well, maybe it's time to switch and save. At Outsurance, a 53-year-old man could pay as little as 390 Rand a month to insure his white 2017 Ford Fiesta 1.0. Put Outsurance to the test. SMS out to 38350 today. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent and reviewed annually. T's and C's apply.
Hi guys, how many for the buffet?
2 adults, and he's 7, so he's 3.
Hey, I'm not 7.
You're 7, remember?
I'm 10 and a half.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Sorry. He's not very good at maths.
Don't skimp on your summer. Rather save with City Lodge Coastal Hotels. Stay for 3 nights or more and get up to 25% off, free breakfast for 2 and a free beach towel. Visit citylodgehotels.com and book today. T's and C's apply.
RMB is a leading African corporate and investment bank with both global and local expertise and an extensive on-the-ground presence and deal footprint. Deepen your own understanding of the continent and listen to the RMB Africa Focus series on The Breakfast Show with Bomani Bingwa on Tuesday mornings and The John Perlman Show on Thursdays. Our informative discussions will cover research, analysis, trading conditions, and forecasts of macroeconomic developments across the continent in multiple sectors. More on 702.co.za.
702 Afternoons with Relebohile Mabota.
It is 25 minutes to 2 o'clock, and we're talking about East Tambi. The question was, how do you propose polygamy to your wife? And I'm like, how? We are married, we took vows, now you want to propose this thing. So let's hear some of your thoughts. 011-883-0702 in the WhatsApp line, 0727021702. Let's go to Manka in Johannesburg. Hi Manka, how are you? Hi Manka, can you turn off your radio please?
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that. I hear you now.
Yes, go ahead Manka.
Okay, sister. I just wanted to clarify, especially, is not just everyone that who just want to go into East Cape. Yes. So, like in my position, I have 2 wives, but I didn't want 2 wives. Only wanted 1 wife. I wanted to put her.
Yes.
And it happened that I cheat on my wife. And after cheating on my wife, and then she was so angry, something that happened that never happened to her. She was so angry and she decided to leave the way she was going.
Yes.
I begged her with so many things, but she said no, she's going, of which we have 1 child. And then after she realized, after some time, I had to move on. And then I get another woman, not even the one that I was cheating with.
How?
I had another woman in my life, and then I move on. It happened that it's a year now, and then I get married after a year and a half to the second one. While the other one, the one that was my wife, I never separated with her, but we do the traditional wedding with the second wife.
So take as in your